Social Nurse here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate your time. I watched a press conference that included some of the protesters that entered the city's church located in St. Paul, Minnesota. It turns out that two of the speakers at the press conference are also organizers of the protests that entered that church. Interestingly, they are religious figures. One of them, Monique Colors Doty, said that she's a deacon. The other one that we saw Don Lemon having a conversation with, for those of you who saw Don Lemon talking to Nakima Levy Armstrong, she states that she's a minister as well as an attorney. And we know that she's a social justice warrior activist. At least, that's the perception I get. She's a social justice warrior activist, but she's also a minister and an attorney. So they did this press conference, and I'm going to say this. I definitely believe that in these press conferences, they are confirming their roles. I think that they are confirming what they are being accused of by Harmeet Dillon, right? The government would like to arrest these women and the protesters that entered that church. Now, I'm not saying that these two women, Levy Armstrong and Colors Doty, are religiously preoccupied. I'm not saying that they have some sort of religious, fanatical way of being. But I will say that I think they are mixing church and state. And I believe that they have crossed the line entering that church, regardless of what their religious beliefs are. They are Christians, Levy Armstrong and Colors Doty. Colors Doty said that she's a deacon, and as a deacon, it is up to her to make corrections. But she's not a deacon of that church. She's not a deacon of City's church. So I think they're crossing the line. Because David Easterwood is not a member of whatever church Colors Doty might attend or that Levy Armstrong might attend. Now, we've been told in reports and by these protesters that David Easterwood, a man that is in charge of an ICE field office, is also a minister at City's church. And these protesters, under the guidance of the organizers, want him to step down. In the press conference, they let it be known that they believe him being a Christian pastor is a conflict of interest with his role as an ICE agent, ICE field officer, manager, or whatever his official role is with ICE. In their press conference, they talked about the Bible, what Jesus would do. They stand by going into that church. They don't seem to see that they've violated the Christians that were in that church, their right to have a peaceful Sunday while they worshiped. That's nuts to me that they don't see that they could have held the conversation with the church members at a later date or after the church let out. So, according to them, their own religious beliefs, from my perspective and what I heard, is leading or has led them to do what they did with the protests in City's church. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? Because I believe that the government is really going to go hard after them. And hopefully these women, get the support financially from people that they have chosen to work on behalf of. They are not backing down. They are standing their ground. Levy Armstrong let it be known that Don Lemon, it should not be given the responsibility of what happened, that it's not his fault. I think that, if they want to take the blame for what happened, these organizers, oh, well, let it be. I mean, who am I to say that they shouldn't want their lives interrupted, possibly, because they could face jail time. And if I were in that position, there's no way I would have risked my life, my livelihood, possibly being incarcerated, leaving my family, possibly being imprisoned. I do understand that they feel that Renee Good, the lady that was fatally wounded, was unfairly sent to fatality. I do understand that they don't like some of the actions of the ICE agents. They describe what they know to have happened to some people in their press conference. But I in no way would be trying to go to jail for these people that they are protesting for. And St. Paul is a community that's predominantly white. The second highest population is the Hmong community. The third largest population would be racially black people. So the community has a makeup of different people. The city's church has a makeup of different people. And maybe those people don't agree with everything that ICE is doing, but maybe that church is comfortable for them, because although they may be different ethnicities, maybe they think sanctuary city status isn't the best status, right? Maybe they think that Minnesota and the Twin Cities and all cities should, in the beginning, have decided to just hand over at least people that have committed crimes. And then if the government started collecting citizens and green card holders or what have you, or non-criminals, more protests could have taken place, right? I don't know what the church members think. I'm giving an opinion. I'm speculating. But those protesters, the organizers, if they continue to give interviews, I think they will further sink their case. It's crazy. Who are they trying to convince? Social nerds.